Welcome, esteemed gentlemen. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Marcus Aurelius. In a world where disrespect is often met with fury and retaliation, Sigma males stand apart with a response that's as calculated as it is unyielding. They embody a level of self-control and inner strength that most can only aspire to, transforming what could be a moment of weakness into a display of quiet power. There's no need for theatrics or confrontation, just a series of deliberate actions that leave no doubt about who holds the real power. If you've ever wondered how a Sigma male handles disrespect without breaking a sweat, prepare to step into a world where calm resolve meets unwavering discipline. The way they navigate these moments isn't just a lesson in self-respect. It's a masterclass in how to command respect from others. Number 1 on our list evaluates the situation. When a Sigma male faces disrespect, his first instinct isn't to react impulsively or let emotions take the wheel. Instead, he shifts into a mode of cold, analytical observation. He doesn't waste time getting offended. He's too busy assessing whether the person in front of him even deserves a response. It's not about arrogance, but a deep understanding of his own value. He knows that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every slight is worth acknowledging. So while others might get riled up or feel the need to defend their honor, the Sigma male stands back and evaluates. He's scanning for the motive behind the disrespect, whether it's ignorance, insecurity, or a deliberate attempt to provoke. This analysis isn't done out loud. You won't see him wearing his thoughts on his sleeve. Instead, it's all happening internally, with a calm exterior that betrays none of the calculation going on beneath. What's most intriguing is that, during this process, the Sigma male is already deciding the fate of the relationship. If he concludes that the disrespect is coming from a place of irredeemable toxicity, he's already halfway out the door before the other person even realizes what's happening. He's not interested in petty arguments or ego-driven confrontations. For him, it's about protecting his peace and energy. And here's the kicker. The person on the other end often doesn't even realize they've been dismissed. The Sigma male doesn't need to announce his departure. He simply decides that this person no longer holds a place in his world. It's the kind of quiet, decisive action that leaves people stunned, wondering how they lost the game before they even knew it had started. This ability to assess and act without a hint of drama is what makes the Sigma male's approach to disrespect not just unique, but extraordinarily powerful. At number 2, detachment. When a Sigma male encounters disrespect, he doesn't lash out or engage in a back and forth. Instead, he employs one of his most effective tools, detachment. To him, detachment isn't just ignoring someone, it's a conscious, deliberate choice to withhold his energy and attention. This isn't about being passive. It's a calculated move that sends a clear message without uttering a single word. Disrespectful people often thrive on provoking a reaction, feeding off the chaos they create. But with a Sigma male, they're met with nothing but silence. This silence isn't empty, it's loaded with meaning. It says, I'm not playing your game, and I'm certainly not going to let you dictate how I feel or act. By refusing to engage, he strips the other person of any power they thought they had. They expect anger or frustration, but instead, they're left with the unsettling realization that they're simply not worth his time. This level of detachment can be disarming to those who are used to stirring the pot. It leaves them questioning their own tactics, often making them feel foolish for trying to provoke someone who is clearly above their antics. The Sigma male's ability to detach is not about running away from confrontation. It's about controlling the situation on his terms. He's not avoiding conflict out of fear. He's refusing to be dragged down into petty squabbles that don't align with his values. In the end, this approach leaves a lasting impact. The person who tried to disrespect him is left in a state of confusion, wondering why their usual tricks didn't work. The Sigma male, on the other hand, walks away unbothered, his focus still sharp and his energy intact. It's not just about winning, it's about refusing to participate in battles that aren't worth his time, and that's a power few truly understand. Number 3, cold, hard truth. When a Sigma male chooses to respond to disrespect, he does it in a way that leaves no room for confusion. He doesn't raise his voice or let anger color his words. Instead, he delivers a response that's as sharp and precise as a scalpel. There's no emotional outburst, no attempt to one-up the other person. It's pure, unfiltered truth, laid out in the simplest, most straightforward terms. What makes his approach so effective is its unexpectedness. People are used to seeing emotions flare up when they disrespect someone. They expect defensiveness, rage, or at the very least, a heated exchange. But when they face a Sigma male, they get none of that. What they do get is a cold, clear-cut analysis of their behavior that cuts straight to the core. He doesn't need to shout to make his point. The weight of his words does all the work. The Sigma male's response is grounded in logic, not emotion. He points out the flaw in the other person's behavior with the kind of clarity that's hard to argue against. It's like holding up a mirror to their actions, forcing them to see the truth they were trying to avoid. And because there's no emotional charge behind his words, they hit harder, leaving a lasting impression. This isn't about winning an argument or proving who's right. For the Sigma male, it's about setting the record straight and ensuring that the disrespect is not repeated. His response is a statement of fact, not a plea for validation. By stripping away the emotional noise, he makes it clear that disrespect is unacceptable and that he won't entertain it. At number 4, complete disassociation. When a Sigma male reaches the point where disrespect has crossed the line, he doesn't waste time trying to salvage the situation. He's not interested in mending fences or finding common ground with someone who has already shown their true colors. Instead, he exercises the most powerful move in his arsenal, complete disassociation. To him, this isn't a dramatic gesture. It's a clear, final decision that the relationship is no longer worth his time or energy. The moment he decides to cut someone off, it's as if they no longer exist in his world. There's no grand announcement, no fiery confrontation, just a quiet, deliberate exit. The person who disrespected him might not even realize what's happened until they try to reach out and find themselves met with nothing but silence. It's not ghosting. It's closure, Sigma style. He doesn't need to explain himself or give them the satisfaction of knowing how they've impacted him because, in truth, they haven't. What's so striking about this approach is its finality. When a Sigma male cuts ties, he does it with such resolve that there's no going back. He's not the type to harbor grudges or revisit old conflicts. Once you're out, and there's no re-entry. This ability to walk away so completely is what makes his disassociation so effective. It's a reminder that his respect and attention are earned, not given freely, and once they're withdrawn, they're gone for good. This move leaves a lasting impact, not just on the person who disrespected him, but on everyone who witnesses it. It shows that he values his own peace and integrity above any relationship. It's a stark contrast to the way most people handle conflict, where emotions get tangled up and the lines of communication blur. But for a Sigma male, the decision to disassociate is clean, decisive, and absolute. It's a powerful reminder that respect isn't negotiable, and those who fail to give it will find themselves permanently cut off from his life. Number 5, unshaken and unmoved. When disrespect comes his way, a Sigma male doesn't flinch. While others might get tangled in the emotional turmoil of the moment, he remains unshaken and unmoved. This isn't because he's indifferent or doesn't care, but because he understands the power of his own self-control. He knows that reacting impulsively only gives the other person the satisfaction they're seeking. So, instead of giving in, he stays calm, letting the storm rage around him without ever letting it touch him. His ability to stay composed in the face of disrespect is rooted in his deep sense of self-worth. He doesn't need external validation to feel good about himself, which is why insults and provocations slide off him like water off a duck's back. He recognizes disrespect for what it often is, a desperate attempt to get a rise out of him. But instead of playing into it, he mentally steps back, creating a gap between the disrespect and his own response. In that gap, he decides whether the situation even warrants his attention. More often than not, he concludes it doesn't. And that's where his true strength lies. By refusing to be dragged into petty conflicts, he shows that his focus is on bigger things, things that actually matter. He's mastered the art of not taking things personally, understanding that disrespect says more about the person dishing it out than it does about him. This unshakable mindset leaves the other person confused and powerless because their attempts to disturb his peace fall flat. Number 6 on our list, sets boundaries swiftly. When a Sigma male decides to respond to disrespect, he's not just thinking about the immediate situation. He's playing the long game. Instead of reacting in the moment, he uses his time and action strategically to turn the tables in his favor. He doesn't just want to address the disrespect. He wants to make sure it never happens again. This isn't about revenge. It's about teaching a lesson that sticks. His approach is subtle, often invisible to the person who disrespected him until it's too late. He might quietly withdraw support, deny access to opportunities, or even shift the dynamics in a way that leaves the other person at a disadvantage. The beauty of his strategy is that it's executed so smoothly, the other person doesn't realize what's happening until they start feeling the consequences of their actions. By then, the Sigma male has already moved on, leaving them to deal with the fallout of their own behavior. What makes this approach so powerful is that it's not driven by spite or anger. The Sigma male isn't interested in petty paybacks. He's focused on maintaining balance in his life. By responding strategically, he ensures that the disrespectful person learns that actions have consequences, all without lowering himself to their level. It's a quiet but effective way of asserting his boundaries and making it clear that he won't tolerate being treated poorly. The impact of his strategy is lasting. It's not just about winning a small battle. It's about shifting the overall dynamics so that the other person thinks twice before disrespecting him or anyone else again. The Sigma male's ability to think several steps ahead and execute a plan with precision makes his response to disrespect not just a reaction, but a carefully crafted move that leaves a lasting impression. By the time the other person realizes what's happened, they're already dealing with the consequences, and the Sigma male is miles ahead, unbothered and still in control. At number 7, leverages his independence. When a Sigma male encounters disrespect, his response is shaped by a profound sense of independence that sets him apart. This isn't just about shrugging off a slight. It's about leveraging his self-reliance to navigate and ultimately avoid toxic situations. His independence isn't just a personal trait. It's a powerful tool that allows him to handle disrespect with a level of detachment and ease that most find remarkable. Because he's self-sufficient and doesn't rely on anyone for validation or approval, he can handle disrespect without getting tangled up in emotional reactions or social obligations. When he encounters someone who disrespects him, his independence allows him to swiftly and effortlessly withdraw from the situation without any emotional or logistical entanglements. He doesn't feel the need to justify his actions or explain his departure. His self-sufficiency means he can simply walk away and continue with his life unburdened. What makes his independence so compelling is that it's not just about personal freedom, it's a statement of power. He demonstrates that he's not dependent on anyone for his sense of self-worth or his social standing. When he decides that someone isn't worth his time, he cuts them out with a clarity and decisiveness that leaves no room for negotiation. His ability to do this without drama or fuss highlights just how little he needs external validation to feel complete. This approach not only protects his own peace, but also subtly sends a message to others. It shows that disrespect will not only be met with a lack of engagement, but will also result in immediate removal from his circle. By doing this, he sets a clear standard for how he expects to be treated and enforces it without needing to explain or justify himself. It's a powerful display of self-respect that underscores just how invaluable his independence is in maintaining his own boundaries and self-esteem. Number 8. Observes and learns. When it comes to dealing with disrespect, the Sigma male has a unique way of turning the tables that is both intriguing and highly effective. Instead of getting caught up in a battle of wills or sinking to the level of his detractors, he uses his perceived weakness as a strategic advantage. By outwardly appearing indifferent or even unbothered by the disrespect, he effectively disarms the person trying to provoke him. This calculated indifference isn't a sign of vulnerability or defeat. It's a masterful psychological tactic. The Sigma male understands that when he doesn't react with the expected level of emotional engagement, it not only confuses the other person but also undermines their attempt to gain power through disrespect. They're left floundering, unsure of how to continue their attempt to provoke, as their usual tactics fail to elicit the desired response. His demeanor of calmness and detachment serves as a silent yet powerful rebuke. It's a clear message that their attempts at disrespect are not only futile but also irrelevant to him. By maintaining his composure and refusing to give them the emotional reaction they're seeking, he subtly shifts the power dynamics. The aggressor's efforts fall flat, making their own actions seem petty and pointless in the face of his serene confidence. This approach does more than just neutralize the immediate situation. It sends a broader message about his character and the standards he maintains. By showing that he won't be swayed by trivial provocations, he reinforces his self-respect and the seriousness with which he upholds his own boundaries. It's a powerful demonstration of how true strength isn't about reacting in the moment, but about controlling the narrative and maintaining dignity no matter what challenges arise. In the realm of handling disrespect, Sigma males offer a masterclass in composure and strategy. Their approach isn't about confrontation or dramatic showdowns. It's a refined balance of detachment, strategic response, and unwavering self-respect. They navigate disrespect with a level of control that transforms potential conflicts into opportunities for demonstrating their inherent strength and independence. By evaluating situations with sharp discernment, maintaining emotional distance, delivering truth with precision, and cutting ties decisively, they embody a quiet power that commands respect without uttering a single, unnecessary word. The Sigma male's response to disrespect goes beyond mere reactions. It's a reflection of his deep understanding of self-worth and his ability to control his own narrative. His approach leaves a lasting impact, not just on those who try to undermine him, but on everyone who witnesses his unflappable demeanor. By handling disrespect with such finesse, Sigma males set a high standard for respect and integrity, proving that true strength lies not in the volume of one's voice, but in the clarity of one's actions. If you found this deep dive into the Sigma male's no-nonsense approach to disrespect as fascinating as we did, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join our community for more insights and strategies on how to handle life's curveballs with style and strength. Trust us, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Subscribe now and stay tuned for more.